Women aren't in charge. Coloured people aren't in charge. Hispanics aren't in charge. Neither are First Nation people, the disabled or minority groups. It's privileged white men who, by and large, are in charge. I'm going to speak as a semi-privileged white woman because that's who I am. Coloureds, Hispanics, First Nations, disabled and minority groups may or may not want me speaking for them. And if they don't, even though most of our issues are by and large the same, just with a different backstory, I encourage them for their own sakes to speak up, to speak for themselves. Because most work cultures are not set up for us. Most work cultures are not of women's making. They have to adapt to fit in. We have to adapt to the rules that weren't made for us and weren't made by us. Only 9 out of 193 countries in the UN are headed by women. Not even 10%. Only 27 of the 500 largest companies in the US have women CEOs. And only 10 of the ASX 100, so that's Australia, are women CEOs. Yet women make up 30 to 60% of the world's workforce. Women have always worked, but the difference is now we're getting paid for it. In Rwanda, 63% of parliamentarians are women. 40% of businesses are owned by women. The world is changing. Women are the 3rd billion. Women have the potential equal economic impact equal to China and India put together. Over 70 reports show a strong correlation between women in CEO and senior management positions have increased profitability in their companies. A study over a 10-year period shows companies with women on their boards have less regulatory infractions. So if you want to prevent corruption, put women on your boards. 23 countries now have quotas for women on boards. Quotas enforce demand. The supply of highly qualified women has always been there. Quotas ensure that they get a chance for a foot in the door of the boys' club. Stop ridiculing women for shopping. It's estimated 80% of purchasing decisions in first world countries are made by women. 60% of car buyers in the US are women. They're buying cars, which means they need to buy fuel, which means they buy insurances, which means they buy services. Therefore, they should have the right to be represented in governments and agencies that determine economies. Their voices need to be heard in financial policy making. If women stop buying for one day, stop buying for companies, stop buying for homes, stop buying for families, stop buying for themselves, economies would plummet. So stop criticising women for shopping. And women, please step up. Coloureds, Hispanics, First Nations, disabled and minority people, please step up. Privileged white men who stood back and allowed greedy tyrants, rapists, power, money, fame-hungry men to do whatever they like, please step up. We're all born for a reason and we're all good at something. You're good at something. What are you good at? How can you help people with what you're good at? How can you get paid for it? When will you do it? The world needs you and what you're good at now. I'm Dr. Jo Messenger. Remember to like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel and do my courses on jomessenger.com. And remember, until we meet again, laugh lots and you get more of what you think about.